What up, folks? Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to attach crystals or make a patch cable. These cables are commonly referred to as Cat 5, 6, or 7. They can also be known as Ethernet. So there are American and Canadian standards to these. So just follow along and I will show you what those standards are. So we're going to start off by grabbing our cable here, and we're going to take off the shielding, expose the cables, and then make new ends. And I'll show y'all step by step what to do. For this one, we'll only need the termination tool and the crystals. So we're going to start off by peeling it, just like we did in the last video, so we can expose the wires. So most of the time, the termination tool will cut the cables. I don't know if you can see it here. There's a little bit of copper exposed. So what you're going to do is peel it back and bring it to a point where you're comfortable and that you know it's not been cut. So we can start basically fresh. And the extra bits, you're just going to grab any side cutters and cut off that. Or you can use your termination tool as well. Basically, any type of cutting tool will do. This part doesn't matter, because that is just garbage anyways. So once you have the length you need, just cut off the part you nicked before so that we keep the usable part. And of course, by usable, I mean the part you're going to feed into the crystal. Not all crystals are made equal. The ones I have are pass-throughs. Some just stop exactly at the copper connections. So right now I'm doing the twist method, and this is the best way to clip this wire off. You can do it without twisting it, of course, if you want, but this is the best way. And you'll see what I mean once I do the connection for the crystal here. But once that's been done, you're going to just separate the cables and place them together in the order you want them to slide through the crystal. I will bring up on screen the two methods you can use, but realistically, you don't have to use these, especially if you're doing it for yourself at home. It is recommended to follow standards just because the person after you wouldn't know what you did unless they took off the jack, and they don't want to waste their time, or if in case you did it wrong, you don't want to waste your own time by your cable not working. So you want to do both sides exactly the same, and the easiest way to ensure that is just to follow the standard. So this blue cable here is the cable I made way back when, following the standard. As you can see, the colors there, they're the same on both sides. So I'm just going to pull up the chart here so you guys can follow along to know where the colors belong. Usually I use the A side, but today I'm going to use the B side just to spice things up, I guess, and to show you that it doesn't really matter which side you use, as long as both sides of your cable match. So what you're going to want to do now is clean up your cable. You just cut off a little bit of extra here, so they're all even. And once you've done that, you should be able to insert it to the crystal here. So you're always going to want the pins facing yourself, and just make sure the cables are aligned properly so that you don't misinsert them in the wrong hole, because that can happen and you can mess up your connection that way. And before you do any crimping, you want to make sure that everything is aligned properly, because once you crimp it, it won't come off until you cut it. So you want to just slide your connector down all the way. Like I said, just make sure the colors are correct before you do so. Then you just align it with the white part. Make sure the white part goes in, because once you crimp, whatever is left at the bottom there will be showing. And then once you do that, just do a little twist. Like I said before, you're going to make sure you get all the lines when you go to crimp. So just grab your termination tool, and there is one that will say 6P and 8P. I want to slide it into the 8P because it's an 8-pin connector or 8 pairs of cable. Once you do that, you just slide it in, make sure it's nice and flush, and then crimp down as hard as you can. You should hear a click. Once you hear that, it should just come right off. Sometimes you'll get a little straggler. That's okay. Just do another crimp and it should come right off. But you see, my tools are well used, and as chances are that it's a little dull. But yours should be new or good quality, so you should just get it in one try and you'll be good to go. And once you have your end there, just make sure the cables are correct once again. And you would just do the same thing to the other side. And once you have both the same, you're good to go. That's your patch cable. That's your connector. So I'm just going to do another quick connection on the blue cord here, just to show you guys that it is really not much difference. Just do the same thing you just did. And that should be all. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate the views. Any questions, concerns, feel free to ask in the comments. Have a good one. Peace.